Hey, it's Nathan Crane, author of Becoming Cancer Free. Today I want to share with you my top 7 sleep tips for helping your body fight cancer. These come right from my book, Becoming Cancer Free. I'm going to just list through them pretty quickly with you here in just a second. Before we do, I want to share with you, really the important reasons why sleep is so important for cancer. Whether you're trying to prevent cancer, you're trying to help your body fight cancer. Sleep is essential for healing and rejuvenation. And there's a layer of sleep that goes beyond REM sleep, and it's called deep sleep. And that deep sleep is a state where your body really goes into healing and rejuvenation. It goes into a process you might have heard of called autophagy. And autophagy, or some people pronounce it autophagy, is a process where your body starts to clean up dead cellular waste or just cellular waste. It's cells that have produced waste byproducts and abnormal cells, cancer cells, and so your immune system will go out and identify and find these abnormal cells and cancer cells. Your body will go out and take the cellular waste and these dead cells, these cancerous cells, and it'll clean them up. And it'll take, what's really cool is it'll actually repurpose. Your body will recycle certain components of those cells to reuse and repurpose for building healthy cells, and it'll get rid of the rest of them, anything that's not reusable, and it'll get rid of cancer cells as well. And so getting into deep sleep, deep relaxation and deep sleep, getting into autophagy is really important when it comes to wanting to prevent cancer, help your body fight cancer. So getting enough sleep every night and enough deep sleep is essential. If you can get around 2 hours or more of deep sleep a night, then you're on track. And to get that, usually you need to be 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night. And a way to track these kinds of things is to get some kind of tracking device that actually tracks your sleep so you know where you're at. Sometimes you can be in bed for 9 or 10 hours. You're like, oh, I got 9 or 10 hours of sleep. But actually, you look at the results of your tracking device and you realize you only slept like 5 or 6 hours. You only got like an hour of deep sleep. And that's because of how much time in bed. When you think you're sleeping, you're actually, it's called light sleep, or it's even called awake, and you don't even know that you're awake, right? And so this happens to a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. So anyway, that's a whole other video, and actually I talk more about it in my book, Becoming Cancer Free, which is an Amazon #1 bestseller. I encourage you to grab a copy if you don't own it yet. But I'm going to share with you 7 of my top sleep principles for helping you sleep deeper every night. And the first one is all electronics off 1 hour before bed. 2 hours is ideal. In our modern world, 1 hour is doable. And the reason being is electronics will activate more cortisol, just like lights will activate more cortisol and prevent melatonin production. Melatonin is going to tell your body, hey, it's time to start getting ready for bed. Cortisol is going to tell your body, hey, the sun's out, let's be active, right? So as the sun goes down and you keep all your lights on and your electronics on, your brain is tricked into thinking it's still daytime, let's stay awake. So melatonin is not getting released and produced, getting your body and your brain ready for bed. So you got to turn them off an hour before bed. And that's the second piece too, is make sure you're turning off all the bright lights. And actually what I do is replace the lights, all the bulbs in the house, with blue light blocking bulbs. So they're orange, or in some cases even red. You can get the orange blue light blocking bulbs. And the reason being is because that blue light, which actually looks white, but we call it blue, again, is stimulating the brain to release hormones that keep your body awake versus the opposite. So you can also wear blue light blocking glasses. I tend to not wear them as often because to me they're just not so functional. I don't like wearing things all the time on my face. Some people wear them at night and they have no problems with it. I just replace all the bulbs in the house with blue light blocking bulbs. It's a lot easier. The third thing is get blackout curtains in your room. So your room should be pitch black at night. Again, we're focusing on light. Light is essential. Getting all the light off, unless it's deep red or orange, getting all the blue light out of your room at night. So putting up blackout curtains. The fourth one is no caffeine. Ideally 8 hours before bed. 6 hours is also okay. Because, well, we know that caffeine stays in your body for hours. It can be up to 6 hours, even longer in your body. And so that caffeine is going to obviously, stimulate your hormone production to keep you awake instead of going to sleep. So let's say you're trying to go to sleep at 10 p.m. at night. You should stop caffeine around 2 p.m. ideally. 4 p.m. would be the very, very latest, but 8 hours is definitely ideal if you want to get better quality sleep and deeper quality of sleep. I know that's tough. If you're like me, I actually work out in the evenings, and so I'll have a little bit of caffeine before I work out. I find that if I'm having a little bit of caffeine before I'm working out, as long as I'm working out and kind of running that, getting my body and mind tired by heavy training, I can still get to sleep pretty well at night. But again, ideally, you would stop all caffeine 8 hours before sleep. The next one is follow a daily routine. So basically you're trying to stimulate a natural circadian rhythm with this. And circadian rhythm, ideally in alignment with the natural sun and moon, the natural sun cycle, the solar cycle, for example, and being in bed by 10 p.m. or earlier and waking up, around 6, 7, 8 a.m., depending on your schedule. But keeping a regular cycle will help create a natural circadian rhythm, which will help you be tired at that time and help you wake up. Like, I've been waking up at 7 a.m. for so long that most days I wake up at 7 a.m. without my alarm. You probably have done the same. But if you go and binge on the weekends and you stay up till 2 a.m. and sleep until 10, it starts to screw up your circadian rhythm, and it's harder on that Monday or Tuesday to get back into it, and that's also messing up your deep sleep. So again, keep with that cycle as close as you can, even on the weekends. An hour in either direction is not that big of a deal once in a while. But if you're going way past, till 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. and you normally go to bed at 10, it's going to start to mess up your circadian rhythm, and you won't get as much quality of sleep. If you track it, you'll see actually that your deep sleep is much less on those nights, even if you get 8 or 9 hours of sleep. So that circadian rhythm is essential by having a good sleep routine. And also in that sleep routine, you can read more about it in the book, different things you can do to help you get to sleep fast and easy and get your mind prepared and all these kinds of things to help you get into a better quality sleep faster and deeper. Don't eat at least 2 hours before bed. So that's the next one, super important, because your body's digesting. So it's putting all the energy into digesting when you want it, putting into rejuvenating and healing and getting into autophagy and cleaning up these cancer cells and dead cell waste, right? So what you want to do is stop eating 2 hours before bed at the latest. I mean, even better earlier, if you can do 3 or 4 hours. If you have a stage 2, even stage 1 cancer diagnosis or beyond, you really should stop eating 3 to 4 hours before bed. If you're trying to prevent cancer or runs in your family, 2 to 3 hours before bed is fine. But if you really have a cancer diagnosis, you should not have any digestion going on whatsoever while you're laying in bed. You want all the energy as soon as you fall asleep to go right towards healing and rejuvenation. And it takes hours. It can take 2, 3+ hours for your body to go through that digestive phase of the food you just ate. So let's say you ate half hour ago anything, and then you go into bed. It could be 2 or 3 hours that you're missing out on healing that can be happening because your body's putting all the energy into digesting. Okay, so super essential. Don't eat before bed. 4 hours is ideal. 2 hours is minimum. And the seventh one is to get 8 hours or more every night. All the studies that I have looked at, and I've done entire lectures and presentations on this, 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night is the sweet spot. Less than 7, you see all-cause mortality and chronic disease proliferation go up. Over 9 hours, you actually see, if it's over 9 hours consistently, what's interesting to me is you actually see, at least in epidemiology, you see increase of all-cause mortality. And I don't have an exact explanation for that, but all the studies I've seen and all the epidemiology and even the interventional studies show that 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night is that sweet spot where your body's getting the sleep it needs, enough REM cycles, enough deep sleep cycles, so that your body can repair and you can reduce your risk of all-cause mortality and cancer proliferation. So throughout the day, you can take naps, you can do meditations, anything you can do to help your body rest and recover and relax and rejuvenate, to help activate your immune system and tone your vagal nerve and increase your parasympathetic response, so that you're in more of a calm, relaxed, peaceful, healing state throughout the day. The more of that you do as well, in addition to sleep, is going to help you. But hopefully these tips, you can take away and implement these right now. Hopefully you got something from this that you can literally start implementing now. I started with one of those things years ago, a few years back, and then the next and the next and the next and the next and the next, until I'm doing all of them every single day. I recommend you do the same. If you want to learn more about what you can do to help your body fight cancer naturally, holistically, based in science, go grab a copy of Becoming Cancer Free on Amazon, and let me know your thoughts below. What are you doing for sleep? What have you found that helps you get deeper sleep every single night? What are your kind of tips and habits and tricks? And what do you need help with? Leave that in the comments below. And do me a favor, please like this video, subscribe, and share this. Share it on social media. Help other people who need this information to get it, so that we can be a healthier nation, a healthier world for our future, for ourselves, for our families, and for our future generations. So thanks for tuning in. I wish you so much health. I'll talk to you soon.